About 2 weeks ago, I made this video sort of explaining how the summer DLC might not happen this year. Or at least if it was going to happen, it wasn't going to be a major DLC. And the reason I, as well as many other people, believe that was because one of the very interesting topics that was brought up at the Take-Two earnings call about 2 weeks ago was the fact that Take-Two actually expected to make less money in the form of their microtransactions. This was the tweet. I mean, it's just very simple. Look, Take-Two believe microtransactions for GTA Online will be down this year compared to last year. And GTA Online just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. So why all of a sudden would this year be a little bit lower? Well, we all thought, well, maybe because the summer DLC is just not going to be that big. But it actually might be a different answer. Something I don't think anyone really thought of. The old consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One, they might be getting retired this year. They might be getting retired this summer. And if you think about it, if that does happen, that would for sure lead to a lot lower microtransaction purchases this year for Take-Two and Rockstar. And as much as I know people don't want to hear that, there are some very big clues to sort of indicate that might be the case. So this was posted from Fun, MW2 on the GTA forums. He said, there's a high possibility of that, and there are two reasons. In regard to the question, do you know if the next, they're talking about the next DLC, the summer DLC, is it going to be current gen exclusive? The first reason, ever since the contract update dropped, he's been hearing that Rockstar wanted to move on from the PS4 and Xbox One. But I believe the expanded enhanced delay changed their plans, leading them to continue support last gen for a little longer. So internally, behind the scenes, apparently there's a bunch of problems with them older consoles. And of course, the Rockstar developers want to move on from them, considering the PS5 and Xbox Series X has been out for like a couple years now. And before we get into the second reason, here's like he says 1.5, a little side note. A lot of the developers in the gaming industry have been struggling to work with those older consoles, especially with games like GTA that are constantly updating. There's a bunch of memory constraints and stuff like that they run into. And at the end, you know, a lot of other games are dropping support for the older consoles. So it's only a matter of time before GTA Online does that as well. And it will suck for the older gen people, obviously, if they don't have the newer consoles. But for people who can get those newer consoles, the DLCs will probably be even more epic. I mean, going from the Xbox 360 and the PS3 to the PS4 and the Xbox Series X, the DLCs had a massive increase in quality. So you would expect something similar going from the PS4 and Xbox X, or the Xbox One, to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. But then that other reason, this is kind of interesting as well. The other reason is that Sony's deal with Rockstar is expiring next month in June, I think like halfway through. And there was also a recent patch to PC that added the placeholders for the expanded and enhanced content. So all the stuff that's on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, all of that stuff looks like it's coming to PC, because why else would Rockstar be adding placeholders and various little things like that to the PC versions? Also, apparently, they disabled ray trace settings on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, which these settings probably are for the PC, because PC just by its nature will be able to have better hardware than those consoles. And like Fun says, all of that does suggest that the PC version will receive the expanded enhanced content to keep it up to date with the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions. And more than likely, they'll introduce GTA Plus. I don't know exactly how that's going to work on PC, especially with the modding issues and all that, but Rockstar seemingly are going to try. And when that happens, like he says at the end, Rockstar won't have to support last gen anymore. And it's simply a question of when that would happen. So now, given these two reasons, that statement that's saying microtransactions will be down this year compared to last year, I think that makes a lot more sense if they do plan on basically not turning off the servers, but not updating the Xbox One and PS4 editions. There's a lot of people still, I think, on those older consoles And if Rockstar do truly abandon them, that's a lot of money lost. And I think even now, people still are having trouble finding the newer consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So the player base just isn't as big if you remove those older consoles. So that does now check out with what Take-Two said. So we maybe jumped the gun a little bit on that particular quote. Now, I don't think the summer DLC will be canceled, or I don't think it'll be a smaller one. I think it's actually just not going to come out for the older consoles, which is quite disappointing. But that is just some speculation on my part. As always, if any more comes out, I'll let you guys know. So hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. But this is real interesting. Would you be happy if they did this? That's all I want to know. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop it a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA content. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one.